Good morning, Scituate. It's Monday, August 18th, and this is your weekly news update. I'm Jamie Gilmore, the clerk of the Select Board, along with Town Administrator Jim Boudreau. I'll turn it over to Jim in just a few moments, but let me give you some updates. There are several government meetings this week, such as the Conservation Commission, Board of Health and Economic Development Commission. You can attend or watch via situatemass.gov for listening to all of them. I'll briefly highlight Tuesday when the Select Board will meet again. It's a fairly light meeting, but we'll hear from several candidates for town committees and boards. We'll also talk with the owners of the new beer garden in North Scituate, Split Rock Scituate. They're looking to modify their hours. Again, the Select Board meeting is Tuesday at 6:30. Our community events to pass along. The summer is nearing an end, unfortunately, and your final chance to see the classic cars in the harbor is this Thursday, Frank Nash and Company, Phil Cole Parkway with an amazing assortment of vintage cars. Swing by between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. to see it all, and of course, have some refreshments on Front Street. My friend Barry Curlin from the Scituate Economic Development Committee asked me to give you this notice. The Scituate Economic Development Commission has launched the second annual State of Scituate Business Community Survey. The survey is open to all businesses and business-focused organizations based in Scituate and closes on September 17th. Your feedback and insights are very important and will help shape prioritization and support from the EDC to enhance our local community and support our local businesses. For more information, to see the results and actions from last year's survey or to participate in this year's survey, please visit the EDC survey page on the town's website, again, situatema.gov. On Friday, it's the always popular DPW Touch a Truck Day. Held at Town Hall, the DPW will have construction trucks, vehicles, and all their equipment out on display. You can even get in the trucks and more for the full experience. It's a great family event. That's this Friday, 9 a.m. until noon, right outside Town Hall. So check it out. Moving on to Saturday, Scituate's Bike Committee will hold its latest bike rodeo. This is a fun partnership with the town's recreation department, Scituate Police, and Mass Bike. Roll on by the Cushing Elementary School at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., or 11 a.m. and get the important information for you and your family about bike safety. Those are 3 different sessions, so attend whichever you can. This is great for our youngsters to understand traffic laws, helmet practice, and much more. Again, that's this Saturday with 3 different sessions starting at 9 a.m. Finally, and importantly, also on this Saturday, Scituate's new small dog park officially opens after a lot of work. At 10 a.m., the Friends of the Scituate Dog Park will welcome all to the new small dog park, which is right next to the current dog park on the Driftway. This opening is considered the group's soft opening, and there will be an official ribbon cutting ceremony next month. But the park will be open for all Saturday at 10 a.m. Even if you don't have a dog, big or small, swing by and take a look at the impressive work done by the engineers and, of course, the Friends of Scituate Dog Park. That wraps things up for this week. And don't forget, school starts in 10 days. Scituate Public Schools open August 27th. We'll have much more on that next week. For now, I'll turn it over to our town administrator, Mr. Jim Boudreau. Good morning, Jim.
Morning. Thank you, Mr. Gilmore. Good morning, everybody. We're going to start with a little weather update. I've been following the weather. Hurricane Erin is currently a Category 4 hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean. It is expected to weaken to a Category 3 as the week goes on. We do not expect any direct impacts from Hurricane Erin as it moves up the coast. There is some potential for riptides over the next several days and some gusty winds Thursday into Friday. We'll keep an eye on it, but right now it looks like this one's going to miss us. Water update, Tack Factory Pond minus 2.5. Last week was minus 1. Reservoirs minus 12.5. Last week was minus 8. Rainfall the last 7 days was 0.4 inches measured at the plant. Average daily demand was 1.798 million gallons per day, up from last week's 1.655 million gallons per day. Work is still being done on the iron and manganese contactors that were impacted by a pipe break. Plumbing repairs are substantially complete. We're just waiting on the circuit boards to come in. These were a special order, and they're taking much longer to come in than we anticipated they would. We're in a Tier 2 water ban. That means handheld hoses only before 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. No use of in-ground irrigation, no washing of vehicles, cars, boats, or motorcycles, and no filling of pools, hot tubs, or fish ponds. As Mr. Gilmore mentioned, back to school next week. This impacts our lifeguard schedule. Hammerock last day of staffing is done. Egypt Beach last day of staffing was last week. Minot last day staffed will be this Wednesday, 8/20, and Peggotty last day staffed will be 9/1 on Labor Day. We do want to let people know that potentially next week on the 27th and 28th, Wednesday and Thursday, there may not be any lifeguards at Peggotty based on staffability. We will post it and let people know, but as our lifeguards go back to school, we have fewer and fewer lifeguards to cover our beaches. Recreation Fall registration opens this Wednesday, August 20th at 6 p.m. The fall brochure can be found on the town website on the recreation page. Please make sure your family account is set up and ready before registration starts. The recreation office will be open at 7 p.m. that night to assist anybody who is having issues. DPW work is continuing on the Old Forge neighborhood. This is the installation of a new raw water line from the Old Forge pumping station and well to the water treatment plant, and a new water main and service lines for the home in the neighborhood. This project is going to take several months. If you've been down the harbor early this morning, you know we're doing work on Jericho Road. There'll be work being done this week on Jericho Road and Turner. Roadway milling of Jericho Road from Beaver Dam Road to Hadley Road, including the intersection of Beaver Dam, began this morning. Repaving is currently scheduled for Wednesday, so motorists should seek alternate routes, and residents in the work areas could experience short delays and should plan accordingly. Local traffic only is allowed in the work zone during the construction, and others will be detoured. Motorists and bicyclists should use caution when the roadway is milled and watch out for raised castings. Turner Road is scheduled to be milled tomorrow, August 19th, and Wednesday, August 20th, from Tilden Road to Oceanside Drive. Repaving is currently scheduled for this Thursday and Friday. Again, please seek alternate routes. Be careful if you're in there. The milling will make the road rough and the castings will be raised. We'll get these done as quickly as possible, obviously, and we apologize for any inconvenience that may cause. The Water Department is participating in an EPA mandated program called Lead Service Line Inventory. Under this program, water systems must verify the materials that every water service line is comprised of. This includes both the publicly owned and privately owned sections of service lines. Water Department personnel will be knocking doors during business hours at homes in which the private sections of the water service line has yet to be identified in an attempt to complete this inventory. They'll have Town of Scituate badges and vests on as identification. Just takes a quick look at your service line inside the house. If they knock on the door, this does not mean that you have copper in your line. It's just we don't know what is in your water line. If the time they come is not convenient, please call the Water Department, 781-545-8735. And finally, short update from me this week. The food pantry continues to need your assistance. Most needed items: canned beets, canned ham, artificial sweeteners, pickles and olives, relish, canned sardines, canned salmon, canned clams, herbal and black teas, and canned sloppy joe. They can be dropped off at the food pantry during normal business hours, and the bins behind the old gates are at the Scituate Library, Village Market, or Shaw's. That's what I have for today, and hope everybody enjoys a very nice week.